Hello, I come to you now, here on the eve of a giant simmering volcano of a pimple just bubbling beneath the surface of my forehead, so I have to work quick before it erupts. I have a haul. Pens that I bought at a university cafeteria in China. And they came in this bag. I kept them like this ever since I bought them, and I haven't touched them or looked at them since. It's been a couple weeks, and the urge was great, but I put it off until now. I haven't even touched them or tried any of them. Also, check it out. I've got this little guy. Pretty cool. This is a fidget spinner, but check it out. It's made of bullets. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Nice brass little guy. I bought this at just like a little kiosk in a street with a bunch of shops, but I only bought it after I bought a couple of other cool spinners. Check out this one. Bunch of like Chinese symbols on them. Has the yin and yang on there. It's a pretty cool solid brass spinner, and it has the yin and yang in the middle. I think these little symbols are rounded or related to the I Ching. Not really. I don't really understand all that, but I think like the solid lines are, those refer to the yang, and the broken lines refer to the yin. So these trigrams, like some of these are more yin, some of them are more yang. I don't know how it all works. And this, I tried to translate it with this app, and it has something to do with the zodiac because it's got the months on there. And it has and each month is associated with different body parts, like it says May, or obviously it's not being translated well, but some of the body parts are normal, like hand and foot, but some of them are like bladder or liver, and there's weather things going on. I don't know, lungs. You get the idea. And then on this other side, I actually have no idea, but I love how intricate and detailed it is. Maybe this is some more horoscope stuff, but I think you're supposed to like spin it and see how certain parts of the yin and yang match up with other parts. I don't know. I just know it's fun to spin. It spins really well. Yeah. Nice brass Chinese fidget spinner. And then finally, I also got this cool quad fidget spinner, which you can spin one of these and then also spin the whole thing. And then there'll be like parts spinning while other parts are spinning. It's kind of crazy. While I was in China, while I was there, I asked one of my guides like what some of this stuff meant. And it seemed like they were just like, I don't remember. I should have written it down, but they're like cool little sayings, kind of little bits of Chinese wisdom, proverbs, maybe you might say. I don't know. This one's cool. It's really heavy. It's fun to play with. All right, on to the art supplies. I just wanted to show you my cool brass fidget spinners that I bought, especially the bullet one, which they brought out after I bought these other two. She was like, this guy's American. He's going to love the bullet one. Yeah. We were in a cafeteria at a place I think was called Jiangxi Normal University. I don't know what that means entirely, or if they ever entirely explained what makes it a normal university. I guess there's other types of abnormal or specialized, or we went to a few different schools. This was the only one called a normal university. We went to the student cafeteria one day, and they had a whole bunch of cool different places where you could buy food. Some of them, it was like dumplings. They had like this cool drinkable yogurt. They had the best drinkable yogurt there. All the yogurt I saw, you're supposed to drink with a straw. No, don't use a spoon. And then some of them, they had like all this like fresh fruit and stuff sitting out, and you like tell them what you wanted, and they put it and they make like some wonton soup out of it or whatever. It was amazing. But then in one little section, they had like a little corner store thing, and there was a few racks of like art supplies, or I don't think they're really supposed to be art supplies. I think they're mostly just supposed to be like, hey, students need pens for like writing and taking notes and stuff. So these aren't intended for art, but I think we can use them for art because a good pen is a good pen. And, some of my favorite pens are from office supply stores, so we can see what we've got here from the Chinese school cafeteria corner store. I don't really know what to call it. Also, I will say I tried to buy these for myself, but the people who are giving us the tour, they bought them for me. Okay, so thank you, Jiangxi Normal University. Thank you for the pens and all the other hospitality you showed us. I just grabbed a few, and for some of these, I grabbed a couple of each, so I'm going to sort them really quick because I think there might be a few duplicates. I was just grabbing like crazy because I was planning on buying them, but then I was about to check out. They're like, no. We'll buy these for you. They wouldn't let me. All right, so I've got 2 each of all of these, and then one each of these. I was just grabbing like this because we were in a rush everywhere we went. I had so many places to go. I'm curious about how different. I mean, I feel like probably a large portion of the pens I already have and buy are from China anyways, so I'm curious if maybe the biggest difference is that these just have more Chinese writing on them, but they still, I mean, I think the thing that appeals to me most about them is that, yes, they have Chinese writing on them, and they have a cool story in my mind behind them that I went to China and brought them home with me, right? It's like the lore behind them. I bought them from this cool little corner store in the Chinese cafeteria. I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting them to be a different kind of pen. Like, a pen is a pen, right? Okay, so this one says Noblesse Gel Ink 0.07, and over here it says I how or something. Right off the bat, I could be using, I think this is okay paper. It feels good. It feels good when you write slowly with it, but with faster lines, it's struggling a little bit. That's my first impression of this pen. It's good for writing, maybe not for fast scribbling, because the line is getting a little bit watered down almost. All right, next we have this one, the same brand, I how. I don't know what this says, but it looks like a dual tip marker. I do like this shade of red and how it looks. Is this going through? Oh, it's not going through the paper. That's nice. It smells good. Okay, I like this red pen. It's got a nice vibrancy to it. Not too dark, not too light. And the lines are crisp from both ends of the marker. I like that. All right. Now we have the same thing, but in black. Okay, see, this one is not as good because the black doesn't seem very black. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but here it seems, I don't know how to say it, but a light black. Yeah, it just seems kind of watery. No, I don't think I'll use that again. But the red of the same kind, I don't know. All right, this one says super tiny, M&G 0.5 millimeter. Okay, once again, it's not feeling great as far as like how it's putting down. Maybe I'll try a different, maybe the paper's bad. Let me try it on a Post-it note. No, still not feeling great. I don't know, maybe the pen suffered as I was bringing it over on the plane, like the pressure differences did something weird to the, like I'm trying to give it benefit of the doubt here, but it's like it's just struggling a little bit to make a deep, dense line. I don't know if you can see this, but I can see it up close. And anything more than a slow stroke, it's not putting down the ink fast enough. That's regrettable. Okay, let's look at this one. Once again, the same brand, I how, and it has a cool art, nice pretty art on the inside of it. Oh, this one's a very fine nib. Once again, I'm getting the same. I mean, you guys, I'm afraid that you guys are thinking I'm crazy because maybe it looks great on camera, but I'm telling you, it's not putting down ink the way I want from a pen. Maybe that's just how they expect it to be over there. Maybe that they have different standards. I don't know. How is this one different than this one? It's got slightly different art. Oh, this one says Natural Story gel ink. Natural Story. 0.35 millimeter. Oh, the other one was also 0.35 millimeter. Oh, this one seems better, the gel ink one. See, this one is drawing much darker lines. Doesn't seem to be struggling as much to put down the ink. Yeah, I like this one a lot better. Maybe I can use this one. The Natural Story pen. Yeah, that one's my favorite pen that I've used so far. All right, setting the Natural Story aside in the good pile. All right, next we have iHow Roller Tip Pen X50 0.5. Okay, this one is also, I think, what they might call gel ink. It's drawing much nicer, darker lines. Even at fast speeds, it's holding up a lot better. Yeah. All right, this one also feels pretty good. Like this one feels kind of like a precise V7, but it feels kind of like it's performing the same way. Nice, dark, black, very satisfying. All right, another in the success pile. And now we have another noblesse. We had the first noblesse was a swing and a miss. Oh, it is a little better. So basically, if I ever go back there, I need to look for the ones that say gel ink on them. That's what I'm learning. Those are the ones I like from them. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I feel good about that one. And then finally, we have the Miffy. Cute. I do like how they put the art on the ink cartridge inside. Let me open this one up, get a better look at it. Miffy and Friends. It's like a whole little, I don't know if this little character, it's hard to see the character on such a narrow circumference. Oh, and there's a little ink meter right here. That's cool. I noticed a lot of things in China had random mascots. Like there was a random, like a little anime mascot for little boat tours you could take at a lake we went to. Even here's my Metro pass. Don't steal my number. I think it's only good for one day anyways. Here's I think this is the Maglev mascot, and here's the Metro mascot. There's so many of these little characters around everywhere. So adorable. All right, wait, I didn't try the Miffy pen yet. Okay, it didn't write at all at first. But this one's another miss, I think. Maybe they use different types of paper there that makes these pens work a little better. But it's just not, their performance is just not that satisfying to me. Don't know what else to say. I mean, I already found myself doodling just now in the 1 second I was using it, so it is definitely doodle with a bowl, but I have found 3 pens here that I think, oh, wait, 4. I think I'm going to go with these 4. Don't know which ones exactly I'll use to draw with, but this one that says Noblesse Gel Ink, the iHow Roller Tip Pen X50, and the Natural Story 0.35 millimeter. Plus, maybe we can use this red marker for some highlights to add a little bit of pop if we want to. All right, I think we're in good shape. Yeah. Look, you can even take the bullets off of this one. All right, just drawing in my sketchbook here with these pens. I think it worked pretty good. And I'm going to make another video here soon where I just describe my whole China trip, okay? This is not the time or place for it because I think it might be a long video. So it's just going to be drawing and talking. Basically, I was just going with some school administrators on a trip to form some relationships with some schools there in China, and to set up some student exchange, study abroad programs, stuff like that. And I was just mostly tagging along, reaping the benefits of all these schools there in China, rolling out the red carpet for the school administrators from UNCG where I was going. Anyways, it all went pretty well. I'll tell you tell you all about it more soon. But I was just thinking about how these, like the flights to China, the long flight was like it was like 17 hours, 15 or 17 hours, depending on which way it was going. I don't know why sometimes it's longer or shorter. Is there something about the jet stream? Is that a real thing where if you're going one direction, or is it the spinning of the earth if you're going with the spinning or against the spinning? Someone explain it. Anyways, I think flights aren't too bad for me because I'm pretty good at sleeping on almost every form of in fact, I'm pretty good at sleeping almost anywhere, whether it's just a chair or a bed, or but transportation is one of my favorite places to sleep. I'm just good at it. I think the vibrations, the white noise, just the rumble of the engine and the road going by underneath, maybe people talking in the background. I think that this started because in high school I went to what you call a magnet school. Basically, I didn't just go to the school in my school district. I went to like a specialized school you had to choose to go to. And this meant that when I got on my school bus, the school bus took me very far away, and the school bus also took a very long roundabout route to pick up a bunch of other kids that were also being picked up from all over town. So my school bus trips every morning and every afternoon were like 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, right? And I had to get up really early, so I was always sleepy. So I did a lot of sleeping on the bus, and I think maybe that's where I trained myself to get good at sleeping on the bus, sleeping in the car, and these skills transferred, right? I remember I would go out there, it would be so early in the morning, and I would just stand there waiting for the bus. Sometimes I would practice spitting to see how far I could spit across the road. I think I got to the point where I could spit pretty much clear across the road, which I was pretty proud of. And then I would just sleep on the bus. I would kind of slouch down and put my knees up on the seat in front of me. And the most annoying thing was, this is when I learned that even if I have my mouth closed, I still drool. It's like something about how it really started when I got, I mentioned this before, it started when I got braces. Something about the braces kept my lips from sealing completely when I sleep, and if I don't have my face facing up, the drool comes out. I don't know what to say, but it does. Anyways, and then one time I remembered when I got off the bus after we got to school, it took me several steps until I was stepping down the bus steps to realize that one of my legs was like completely asleep, and I stumbled and fell on a trash can. It was very dramatic. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but yeah, you can get used. That's one of the things I've said before also. You can get used to anything. And I was getting used to these pens. For most of this drawing, I used one of the larger nibbed pens, and then maybe about 2/3 of the way through, I switched and used the very fine-tipped pen. I think that was the one that was called Natural Story. It was fun to kind of mix in some of the finer lines, and then it wasn't until the end that I kind of came in and added some big chunks of red, which I think looked pretty cool. Yeah, I think they did look cool. I think you'll enjoy that. Oh, also, I just remembered on the bus in the mornings, sometimes in the afternoons, there were a couple other friends I had who also rode the same bus. And after everyone got on the same bus, we all had Nintendo DSs, which is like the dual screen handheld Nintendo gaming system. I don't know, that sounded very weird to describe it that way, but a Nintendo DS. And we would all have Mario Kart on there, and then we could connect wirelessly to each other, which was like the coolest thing at the time, because I remember just like a few years previously, having the Nintendo SP, which was the foldable one that had only one screen. And the cool thing about that one was, yes, that it folded and also the screen was backlit. I guess the Game Boy Advance did that too. But anyways, we had our Nintendo DSs and we would play Mario Kart. Oh, that was so fun. We would race, and we'd also do the battle mode. I'm suddenly having fond, nostalgic feelings of that time. Just gaming on the bus on the way to school. Early mornings. Somehow that made it all worth it. And then sometimes, if we weren't gaming, I would listen to music. My first MP3 player I remember I had was an MP3 player that I won at a school, at an after-school club. We had a competition to make a like a 3D render with Blender. This is one of the first times Blender was like a thing, and I made this scene of like a structure and a like a waterfall scene with like this weird structure in front of it. And I had just spent like a week or something, maybe just a couple days working on it. But no one else in the club had used Blender at all either, or I don't think they spent any time. I probably just spent the most time messing around with it. Anyways, I won this this MP3 player, and it was a 128 megabytes, and it just had a USB plug built into it. Like you would just plug the plug the MP3 player straight into the computer like a flash drive. And I mean, 128 megabytes is still a lot of songs, and you could just, I don't know if it even had like a menu. I think you could just kind of skip forward or skip backwards or hit shuffle, like it wasn't there iPod like that, just the iPod Shuffle or something, iPod Nano. I don't know. Anyways, that was some. I mean, that's a big step ahead of a CD player, because it doesn't skip or stutter if you shake it, and you can fit a lot more than one CD on there. I think I did. Anyways, all right. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. See you. I feel like this camera makes me look good. Maybe it's like the focal length or something. Looks like the angles in my face. I feel like this camera angle really does make me look like Hugh Laurie. The guy from House. Depends which way I turn my head. Mm. Mm.